Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to a new video. This should be the last video on the Fitz situation. This seems to be finally concluded in its own way. Fitz has finally apologized on Twitter. He made a statement on Twitter saying, I've got to get my reading glasses for this. Hey guys, as many of you will have heard, I've been involved in some personal drama recently, and although the situation is a lot more complicated than anyone expected, I want to apologize publicly, not just in private. I'm sorry Carson, I hurt you, and I wasn't a good friend. Yeah, you could say that again, I guess. Sleeping with your best mate's girlfriend, yeah, not a good friend, not a good friend. I can only hope that someday you'll forgive me. I regret what I did, and I regret where we are. If you ever decide that I'm worthy of versing you in 8-ball, I'll be here. Until then, I'm sure the wonderful friends you have around you will have your back, Cam. It seems like it's a very sincere apology. He's not dodging the situation like what most YouTubers do when they apologize. He's not dotting around the situation. He is genuinely sorry. Whether he means that or not is up for debate. I think he is sorry, personally. It does sound sincere. You gotta remember though, YouTube apologies are like down where the Grand Canyon is in expectations. Like, they're never ever high ever. I don't need to remind you about the whole Logan Paul one. If this was me in a situation, I think I would forgive Fitz after a long period of time, probably a couple of months. I think Carson will go back to Fitz since he's just such a nice guy and a very reliable friend. Jesus Christ, I'm sucking his cock this video. But he's not the only one that apologized. His ex-girlfriend has actually made an apology herself, called an update. I wasn't going to make a video on this unless Fitz apologised, because there was no point just covering her apology, since I don't really care that much about her, but since Fitz was in this video, I'll allow her.
Hey guys, I'm sorry this took so long to come out. I was processing things and thinking things through, and this is my first time going through something like this, and I wanted to go about it as best as I possibly could. And I want to be honest. My relationship with Carson was very complicated. I had a boyfriend at the time.
Whoa! Okay, she's literally just admitted at the time she had a boyfriend. That's not a good start. Whoa! Jesus Christ.
And neither Carson nor my boyfriend at the time knew about each other. And while I was clear with Carson that Carson and I were not in a relationship, I still led him on and ended up hurting Carson and my boyfriend at the time very badly in the process.
This is her basically just admitting what a bad girlfriend she was. Alright, I'm 16. I know what it's like to be a terrible boyfriend. Alright, when you're 16, you're a shit boyfriend, whether you mean to or not. I mean, I'm fucking awful at what I do. I beat my wife daily. No, okay, not the time for joking, Jay. Not the time for joking. I don't really see this as a good apology so far. She hasn't actually said the word sorry yet, but let's hear her out. Carry on, please carry on about you leading on Carson and your ex.
I'm now seeing a therapist, and although I didn't realize it at the time, I was dealing a lot with depersonalization.
Hey, there it is, the pandering. There, I was dealing with mental health, and that's why I did what I did. Okay, guys, I need to admit something. The other day, I stabbed my wife in the chest and also mugged my kids and threw them off a cliff in the car. But I'm now seeing a therapist, and I think I have depression. I mean, it sucks that you have depression. I understand mental health should be taken seriously, but when you're apologizing for something that you've done, it's not a good place to bring up that you have depression. I can give you the benefit of the doubt and say it's a reason, but it's never an excuse. Now, what I just said is very risky since it's 2020 and a lot of people like to self-diagnose themselves and say they have depression and they're probably 13 and don't even know what depression is yet. But there are people out there that will have mental health. I understand that. But when you're apologising, it's not a good excuse to bring up. Also, there's a Pepe the Frog in the background, so I'm still going to hear her out.
And I felt like I was two different people living two different lives. I felt like a passenger in my own body. I ignored very conflicting feelings and thoughts, and I was very lost and confused, and I didn't know what I wanted or what was important to me. And this was when I got involved with Fitz, and I handled it very similarly to how I handled previous things. I depersonalized a lot and was very lost and confused and didn't know what I wanted and made a lot of bad decisions because of that. And I hurt both him and Carson and their friendship as well. And Carson and I streamed together, and his community very much saw us as a couple, which we encouraged, and it felt really good to have such a positive impact on so many people. And I'm sorry to all those people that I let down and disappointed. There are so many things I could have done better. And I was lost and confused, and I ended up hurting people that I cared about. And in the future, I want to be better, and I want to focus on myself, which is why I'm taking further time off streaming. And I'm working through my depersonalization. I'm still seeing my therapist.
Okay, that's twice she brought up the therapist now, just in case we didn't hear the first time. First time? No, it's first time, Jay, with a F, not a TH. Honestly, I do wish the best for her. I don't want her to suffer or anything like that. I don't have any personal digs at her. Well, I mean, this video is technically one, but... I hope she does get things sorted out of her depression, and I hope she turns out to be a better person than what we're seeing on the internet. But she's still dotting around the issue, it feels like, in this apology, whereas Fitz's apology was straight to the point. He admitted he was wrong and apologised and actually said the word sorry. I know this sounds like a big primary school thing, like,
oh, you gotta both say sorry at the same time.
But when you're apologising, saying sorry is the apology. You have to admit what you've done wrong and then apologise, okay? There is no excuses. When you're backed into a corner like she is, you have to apologise. Otherwise, it just seems like you're dotting around the issue.
And I want to live my life more openly and honestly. And more than anything, I want to be honest with myself, which is something that I've struggled with a lot. And I'm sorry to everyone. I'm sorry to my community and anyone that I've disappointed or let down. I'm sorry to Carson's community. I'm sorry to Fitz's community and anyone else's community who was affected by this. Anyone who had to deal with this drama in their chat. I'm sorry to Tempo. I'm sorry to Fitz for hurting his image and his friendship with Carson. I'm sorry to my ex-boyfriend for handling our relationship so poorly. He's very much a victim in this. And Carson, who was also a victim in this and deserved a lot better. I don't expect anyone to forgive me, but I hope that this, at least, can provide some understanding.
Okay, she did the classic apology, reach to turn off the camera sort of thing. But there wasn't a sigh at the beginning now, I'll let her off with that. Okay, she did kind of leave Carson at the end to apologise when he was kind of the main reason why this video is a thing. She didn't really need to apologise to Fitz and her ex-boyfriend first. I feel like she should have dealt with Carson's thing, and if she wants to include all this, leave that at the end of the video. The reason this video exists is because of Carson. He is the main victim here. Fitz is also a victim in this, but Fitz is also in the wrong of this because he knew had a girlfriend at the time, and that was you. This isn't fair to Carson, and I don't feel like he actually got the proper apology that he deserves from you. With Fitz's apology, I feel like he did mean what he said, and I can tell. I feel like you can tell that he's disappointed with himself. I do wish the best for the both of them, Fitz and this girl. I hope that this girl, I don't remember her name, sorry. I hope she gets the treatment she deserves for her depression, and I hope things do get better. And I hope Fitz and Carson becomes friends again because they were good friends. Out of these apologies, Fitz's one is obviously better, and he didn't even have to do a video. Her apology was okay. It wasn't bad. It's a lot better than most YouTube apologies, but that's not saying much at all. Anyway guys, this will hopefully be the last video on the CallMeCarson situation. I hopefully will never ever talk about this girl again, unless she runs over a couple of kids in a school bus. I doubt that will happen. If you are new here, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications because I need money to feed my 20 children that are locked in my basement right now. And I will see you all later.